Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica McCoy, and this is my personal story, my intro video for EDL 853. So, just a little bit about who I am. I am married with 4 kids. We have a son who's the oldest, and he has 3 younger sisters. We also have 3 dogs, 2 German Shepherds, and a Border Collie. We live in rural northwest Kansas. It's in a small town just west of Colby. Down in the right-hand picture, it's actually our front yard at night. Because there's nothing in front of us at night, you can actually see the lights of Colby, and it's really pretty to be able to just kind of sit out and have that view. I've been a high school math teacher for the past 12 years. It'll be my 13th year starting in the fall. And we also farm. We actually just spent our shortest wheat harvest ever that I've experienced. We went out and harvested yesterday, and we finished yesterday. So that was just something different. Out here, wheat just doesn't produce like corn does. So we finished up the wheat, and we're gonna wait for the fall to come and be more busy with the corn. As far as hobbies go, uh, because I live in a rural area, I really enjoy being outside, especially mowing. We have a large yard, um, so we have a riding mower, and that's actually one of the things I just love getting out and being able to do is just go out and mow the lawn. I also love cooking. Um, I do have some picky eaters in my household, so I don't always get to, try the different things that I'd really like to. But I do enjoy cooking sometimes and taking them to school so that my students can enjoy. So that's a fun thing to do. As far as where I teach in Brewster, Kansas. It's west of where I live, and it's a pre-K through 12th grade school. It's just a single building. I really like that about it because all of my students go with me to school in the morning. I used to be, or in the past years, I've been a route bus driver, and so all of my kids would load up with me in the morning, go to school, and then I'd bring them home in the afternoon on the bus. Um, our daycare is actually rents out a building or a room in the school, and so even my little 2 that are in daycare get to come along as well. So I really love that part about being such a small community and small school. Like I said, I have been a bus driver before, but that and the assistant track coach, I gave up um, thinking that I wanted to focus more on, planning to be a principal and leading into maybe or taking superintendent classes as well. But I might pick those back up if they don't find anyone to fill that position. So I love them both, but I knew that I needed to focus on my future as far as being a leader. I'm also part of the district leadership team. That's our building leadership team as well. Um, so, I help with school improvement on that. And then I am a class sponsor. I just decided to do that last year, and these kids will actually be juniors this year. And part of that role as a junior is you do all the concessions. So I will probably be pretty busy in the fall and winter time with concessions at all the sports. So why do I want to be a building leader? Well, um, I really I really like making a difference, leading people to see the bright side of things. Um, I really want to see change. I love being a math teacher, and I plan on still doing that for a few years. But I want to see a change in education and in the way math is taught. And I just felt like being in a leadership role would allow me better opportunities to do that. This is my last class for my master's degree for a principal, and then I plan on continuing for the superintendent's license because in my district you have to serve as both. It's a single leadership role, and so it's a lot of duties, but I I really want to do that. I have actually requested or asked if I could be a part of more leadership in the school, and I do have a very supportive administrator right now that is allowing me to assist with things like interviews and decisions in the school schedule and things like that. So I really appreciate that I've had those opportunities. As far as the leader's role in creating an inclusive culture, First off, I believe that you have to have that belief system yourself. So, as the building principal, um, I truly do believe that everyone should be included. That means that you can customize the learning for every student in the same classroom. And that is something that not everyone understands, but I feel like as a leader, you must know ways to do that and be able to share that with your staff. I also believe in promoting the academic and social benefits of students. So, encouraging them that, yes, like in my school, all freshmen are expected to take Algebra 1, but some of them are not really ready to do the full extent of what Algebra 1 has. So, we can adjust or modify their learning where they can still excel academically, and then it also allows them to interact with their classmates and be a part of that. So if an inclusive culture doesn't exist, the biggest thing I see to do is just to motivate the staff around me um, to promote that inclusive culture, and also engage them in discussions of how to do things better so that it is more successful. Um, really, communication is a key thing there. As far as my support for advocacy would go, I do believe in one of the videos that I watched talked about raising every student beyond their own expectations. I thought that was a huge statement. And I think that's very true. That students have a place where they want to be, and we should always be supporting them and then pushing them beyond that. So that is something that I would want to push for. I also believe that students know themselves best, so they are the best advocates. They're the best self advocates, and I'm a huge believer in students advocating for what they want. So if they're a junior and they want to take online classes to start their college education sooner, then I believe those students should approach the proper channels or go through the proper channels to get that set up. I don't feel that the staff should always be the ones to or start that. At my school currently, the staff does a lot of that, and I really would like to see the students step up and have that. And so encouraging communication is key. My plans and strategies for an inclusive culture. I'd want to improve the school climate so that all students' needs are met. And that I believe is done through respecting everyone. I show the respect, so in turn they give the respect. And that goes for everyone in the building. And just understanding everyone's differences. Knowing, a little bit about where somebody comes from so that we can understand, why they act or why they do things a certain way. I believe that training is also important. In one of the articles that I read, it talks about inclusion training. And so I think that that would be something at the beginning of the year that would be really good to do, and to maybe use new teachers as a support system, because a lot of times those newer teachers have more involvement with inclusion or been exposed to more than what maybe some of the veteran teachers have. So using whatever teachers have that experience, using them as part of the support to get that training going. And then I am a huge supporter of the specialists, like the paras, like the special education teachers. I really believe that they are a huge or a key element of the school. And so I'd want to make sure that I do have enough para support for my classroom. If I have a class that is over 50% full of um, students who receive services, then I want to make sure that I have more than one para available if possible. And so those are things that they're not always possible, but I'd want to do the best that I can for it. So then just steps to change the negativity that's involved. There are, especially in small schools like mine, inclusion is not always seen as a priority. So I just believe the change does have to start somewhere. And so as the leader, it would just, have to start with me if that's the case. Again, working with respect for each other and encouraging the other staff that they can make those changes, understanding that little steps can make all the difference. They don't have to completely reinvent the wheel or change all their curriculum, but they can make little adjustments to their assignments, what they're giving the students so that everyone can have a positive outcome. And then just staying positive. That's a huge part to education, I feel like. Positivity has to be a mindset. And so the more you stay positive, you create that positive environment and school climate in your school, and then that will always lead to the change away and moving away from negativity. All right, thank you for watching.